Yes. All right, let's move on to one high-profile attendee to another. New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. She shot to fame during the impeachment hearings in her defense of President Trump. She will be at the rally tonight. She joins us here first on Saturday Report. Good morning, Congresswoman. You've got to be looking forward to this event tonight, finally getting back out there and bringing the fight.
Absolutely. There is so much excitement and energy supporting the president. The fact that there were over 1 million RSVPs is just tremendous. Last night, the group of surrogates got in fairly late, but the streets were already lined, blocks and blocks of people who were so excited to go to today's rally. So I'm looking forward to it. My district voted for President Trump overwhelmingly, and my constituents are so excited that I'm here as the president is restarting his rallies.
All right, so look, they can't win on policy discussions. So they go with emotion, and now they go with violence. I call them the violent left. There is word that these anarchists are going to show up tonight. How do you think that'll go down?
Well, obviously, we hope for safety and security for all. It's very important that people are able to peacefully assemble, which is what President Trump supporters are doing. I have faith in our law enforcement community. I have faith in the Secret Service to protect not only the president, but of course, all of the attendees. This violence has to stop. In New York State, we have seen looting. We have seen the riots, the destruction of property, the violent targeting of law enforcement officers. This is not who we are as Americans, and this is why the left's new mantra and policy proposal of defund the police is absolutely outrageous, and that's not what the majority of Americans want in this country.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, I know a couple of officers up there with the Tulsa Police Department, and Tulsa, Oklahoma is not Seattle, Washington. That is for sure, and I don't believe they're going to tolerate any criminal behavior at all.
Yes, everyone, I have been able to speak to some of the law enforcement officers in Tulsa. They take their jobs very seriously. This is a community that is looking forward to welcoming the president, to welcoming his supporters. This is great for the economy as we safely restart and reopen. So again, I want to thank all of our law enforcement officers, not just in Tulsa, but across the country, who have been facing very, very challenging times, have been attacked, and have been, there's been violence against law enforcement officers, and some have lost their lives. This is tragic and should never happen in this country.
Yeah, and I think this is also a sign that we're not going to let them stop our behavior. And that's what a lot of this is about, and having the rally is about not letting them stop our behavior, whether it's about scaring us with the virus or whether it's about scaring us with rioting in the streets. Laura Trump had this to say the other night when she was with Mr. Spicer on the program here at Newsmax. Listen to Laura Trump.
I think for a lot of people, this isn't just a Trump rally. This is sort of like the reopening of our country. I think people feel like once we can get back and start doing things like this, life feels a little bit more normal.
The reopening of our country, starting with a Trump rally. I like it.
I think so, and I think people are eager not only to get back to work, but to get involved in the campaigning as we sprint to November. Meanwhile, Joe Biden continues to stay in his basement. You see that there's zero energy behind his campaign, whereas this is huge amount of growing energy of not just Republicans, of a huge number of Democrats. All of these rallies attract people across party lines, and I think this is missed oftentimes by the mainstream media. It's missed by the pollsters, but this is tremendous news for the Trump campaign to have 1 million people RSVP, and I'm looking forward to more of these events between now and November to just show the energy and organization behind reelecting the president.
All right, so we go from good news to, I don't know, call it a little bad news or not. I think this whole idea about John Bolton's new book coming out, I look at him as a disgruntled employee, and this is a disgruntled employee's manifesto here. You were on the impeachment hearing committees. He never testified there. He had an opportunity to, and now he tells everything in a book. Come on, Congresswoman.
This is about book sales. That is what this is about. It has been widely panned by Democrats and Republicans. There are very, very serious concerns that the book contains classified information. That is a felony of up to 10 years. That's a very, very serious issue, and that's something that John Bolton will face consequences regarding. But this is about book sales, and it's Washington at its worst. And I think the American people know that. Again, the president has a right to assemble his team. He has a right to hire and fire his top advisors. And the American people know that they elected President Trump. They did not elect John Bolton, whose name was not on the ballot. So even though Ambassador Bolton has very strong foreign policy views, President Trump has very strong foreign policy views and the role of America in the world. And the American people voted for President Trump.
Yep, that's for sure. New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, thank you so much for coming on the program today. Enjoy the rally tonight.
Thank you so much.